the mother figure, I think.
I mean, as long as I can remember, I've always just wanted to have a good family life. I just don't know why it's so complicated.
Are you looking for that relationship?
I think everything just became a little overwhelming to me.
I would like you to stay with us.
I know I might not be the flashiest guy or whatever, but I want to be with someone who is going to be there for me.
And that was a clip from the TV show Single Dad Seeking. Single dads looking for the perfect mate, but also looking for a mother for their kids. That's something that we oftentimes hear people say, because we have the divorce rate is so high in this country, that people say, when do I introduce somebody to my children? And, you know, that person trying to understand, do you really want me, or are you looking for somebody to take care of them?
I think that's an important thing to consider, because just because you date someone does not mean your children need to date them as well.
Yeah.
And a parent has to be super careful. I work with children as well. And when you have a parent who's single and they introduce multiple people into the child's life, there's confusion. So where is Uncle, Daddy? I'm not sure what to call him.
Mommy's special friends.
Right. And then they get attached, and then y'all break up, and now the kids go through a breakup.
And that impacts kids so much when they grow up. We had, all right. So the key there is kind of hard. It's like any relationship, you still got to work it out. That in that show, I think if I remember correctly, he really did want somebody to take care of his kids.
I mean, it's one thing if that's the only thing you're looking for. I think it's definitely fine to consider whether or not the person that you are having a romantic relationship will also be, you know, a fit co-parent with you.
I'll just let that single dad know that a nanny is probably much cheaper. Much less hassle there. Okay, on our Facebook page, we have a question from Brandy. My boyfriend and I have fallen out of love. We've tried to rekindle things, but it did not work. We're ready to split up, but the thing is, we have a 2-month-old child together. Both of us love him with all of our heart, and they just can't think about being away from him. So is there a way, they say, that they both can be with this child? How difficult of a decision of who the child should live with? And really, you see so many couples, the child lives with both. You can split it straight down the middle. 1 week here, 1 week there, you know?
You can.
You definitely can. And, you know, research does suggest that if parents get a divorce when the child is under the age of 5, they're a little bit less affected than they are if it happens when they're older. And I think if they remember that they want to co-parent in a very healthy way, if they don't hate each other, it sounds more like they've just kind of disconnected, that can be okay.
And who knows, at some point they may come back together under one roof. They need that time away. You know?
But they got to talk about it and make a decision they can agree upon with each other.
And I got to tell you, there's so many kids, again, where that's happened, and it's as long as you don't divorce your children.
Yeah.
I think kids get through it.
That's true. Because kids are resilient, actually.
Yeah.
They can be.
And of course, with several of my friends growing up, I remember them saying, we were so happy when my parents finally said, kids, we're getting divorced. They went, yes! Yes!
And, you know, Deborah, I think that's an excellent point, because so many times couples may stay together for the kids when you're actually doing them more harm than actual good. So you will have to consider that.
The chaos dies down.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, Keisha is on the line. Good morning, Keisha.
Good morning.
What's your question or comment for the panel?
Okay. I was married to this man for 18 and a half years. We split up. We've been divorced 12, and the divorce was very, very bad. He got killed Tuesday. He got hit by 2 cars on 281. I'm going up there for the funeral with all his family and everything, and my children. I'm going for my children. But how do you deal with something when you love somebody for so long, then you hate them for so long, and then something happens like this?
Yeah. So a couple of things here. Grief is one part of it, and the other part of it is kind of unresolved issues.
It is. It's complicated grief. And you know, I think it's not something you're going to be able to deal with on your own. I absolutely suggest at some point you seek some professional help, because that is complicated grief. And at this point, you feel how you feel, and it's okay. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, you're exactly right. And I think what she's doing by expressing her grief and knowing the difficulty is facing the reality of this complication. Yeah. But I would amen exactly what you say. You've got to reach out and get help from others in this situation.
Yeah. It's hard, because even just grief alone is hard.
No doubt. Yeah.
Right.
And just honoring your humanness. People often feel very guilty for having feelings that conflict with one another, which is what I heard her say. I think just giving yourself permission to have more than one feeling at once will take some of the pressure off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And talk about it. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been through the grief part with my father and my brother, and it is hard to get through, but especially if you feel like there's one last thing you wanted to say. Yeah. But there's always one last thing you wanted to say, no matter what. It's just never easy. Okay, we have Brother David. Where's Brother David at? There he is in his blue suit. Hello, Brother David.
On the behalf of Wesley Community Center, I'm proud to be here and proud to be on your show.
Thank you.
And I'm said like this. I have been in 4 relationships. Each one of them passed away. By the time that I fell in love with one, she would, pass. So when you've been in that and you're looking for that special one, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
It is kind of hard. Yeah. So it's best to make sure when you turn the key in the door, make sure it unlocks. Don't get the key that breaks in because you don't have anything. Another thing, that I was a foster child. Stayed in 9 foster homes.
Wow. Never
seen mother, father, sisters, or brothers. And I am on the edge of looking for my roots. And I have never seen any of them. Never seen grandparents, never seen mother, never seen sisters or brothers. And when you go through this tag, you love to be around the elderly people where you can learn.
Yeah,
that's what I'm a part of.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you know what, Brother David? Stay after the show because I want to talk to you about trying to help you find that family tree of yours, all right? Yeah, things like that really impact how we deal with relationships, All right. We'll be right back to answer more of your questions after this.